Leaving family, according to the country's Central Drug Authority, at least 15% of South Africans have a drug problem. Since the early 1990s, South Africa has seen a slow but steady increase in the availability and use of illicit drugs such as cannabis, cocaine, heroin, LSD, amphetamines, methaqualone, and ecstasy. In his first opening address to Parliament in 1994, South African President Nelson Mandela specifically singled out alcohol and drug abuse among social pathologies that needed to be combated.
We must combat such social pathologies as widespread poverty, the breakdown of family life, crime, alcohol, and drug abuse, the abuse of children, women, and the elderly, and the painful reality of street children.
In the late 90s and early 2000s, drugs like alcohol, nicotine, marijuana, Nyaope, also known as wunga, heroin, morphine, methcathinone, also known as cat, Ritalin, Mandrax, cocaine, and methamphetamine, tick, became commonly used in South Africa. On today's episode of the Hood Talk, we focus on the designer drug that has become South Africa's worst nightmare, Nyaope. We take a closer look at the heart of Ga-mapela, a countryside of the Waterberg district, where Nyaope continues to destroy the lives of the youth and the environment they live in.
This thing is killing
Every junkie go gas in the mahata ba muiti ba bona cash cow o ba latlhela it. I'm not a casual smoke, I'm a permanent use. Ha on latlhela site le di typical route. Trust me Kim, life ki chuma. Ha on regular bag anything ga ichuna. Ha ke batle boroko, ke kopa le tlapa ke le ba le tshokolo. Mathata mangata a nkopantsha tlhogo mo ke tsene. Ha ona maboa sa mpotsa ka stopa ke re. Trust me no get tie, no mpona gali. In shapile thata ke le betse le bitso boss. Jole ke tsube ke re. Trust me no get tie, no mpona gali. In shapile thata ke le betse le bitso boss. Jole ke tsube ke re. Jole ke tsube. Jole ke tsube. Jole ke tsube boss. Jole ke tsube. Jole ke tsube.
Compared to common street and designer drugs like crack cocaine and methamphetamine, Nyaope
Everything
is
what
more
I've
toxic
done, it's
and dangerously affects the abuser's mental health. Even worse, Nyaope is cheap and easily accessed.
aka gola ke le so ne ke le botlhale metse ke ntsha high score banyana bang gafa ke ba shapa ding dong no ba bona le tlhanya just another malcop who once was a nice boy di shapa maratha ke tsuba le tlapa ke bofile nyanyaza le bana ba kasi no ba thoma go nyatsa ha ke ba blame ka re le nna ka inyatsa ka o tsuba di draga mama zala santa tla ka itse khalong khala ke batla ho stopa mara ruri wa pala ke batla support o dintse ne mari ke selo sa janki ya go swela tharing ke re Traskiri, no get tie, no mpona gali Inshapile thata ke lebetse lebitso boss, twele gitsube ke re Traskiri, no get tie, no mpona gali Inshapile thata ke lebetse lebitso boss, twele gitsube ke re
25-year-old Amina Maisa started smoking Nyaope to fit in with her boyfriend. It's now
The drug emerged in the early 2000s and 2006 in the Tshwane townships of Mamelodi, Outridgeville, and Soshanguve. It later was found being used and manufactured in Durban in 2010 and has since spread like wildfire around the country. Nyaope is a concoction of dependence-producing substances such as dagga and heroin, as well as some of domestic toxic chemicals. The word Nyaope, it is a Tswana word meaning mishmash, a useless thing. Once addicted, you turn into a useless thing. Drug bears other names depending on the location of exchange. The name Nyaope originated in Gauteng province, Tshwane, South Africa. In KZN, it's named Wunga. The name is due to the sound it makes as it penetrates the abuser's mind. In Mokopane, Nyaope is known as Nyanyaza.
Or like wish sometimes sana lo wish ka wish tsa dilo go morao praia ka wish gore ke bona o le dia ka lla da praia ke kwa botlhoko praia ka e bona ena ke re ka level like sana chance or like ngano reverse dilo so khono mona so alla praia ka lla like ka lwa ka la ka bona vale me khwetlo ba ke idi yo yang busha mo strateng wa bona ene ke kwate for that time ke ra fok ntwe ka itlwele ntshentsa bophelo idia wa bona ka lwa ka la ruwa tse tlo ba ywa tse yona ile yona intisha ruwa tse tlo ba idia lax control ongusha praga ke tlo kwata mola ka dula mola 3 hours 5 hours ongusha but pain e tlo ba ke feel praga ke tlo no tswa pape ntse motho la balla mo pela ka e bane be ke mkwela botlhoko ke re o lady ya ka eng wa tse nna ntwe ke ratang advisor like machita like youth e ban like satla mo ka siana ya rena ba fethu wa bona a re sa mo ba fethu la toro tsa rena ba fethu wa bona stay away like no willing famous ka o ba honest ntwe ba re ke track anchi go hotse like e bona like mood movie like o bona like buizo izo a re hola mo le re bona ma hotel like bobo so wa bona we had bija like body men rex ana je ding goletse na goletse thembisa bra okay tomorrow ba bona ba re botsa ka mkhwe bana batho ba otle ba be so ba dile ke Nyaope wa bona otle o ba bona ba ema ba kadisha dikupu ding ke Nyaope dile mo ba be so wa bona na ka mind wa ka maybe
The South African National Youth Risk Behavior Survey found that 15% of pupils admitted to using over-the-counter drugs to get high. The same study found that 11.5% of pupils had tried at least one drug, such as heroin, mandrax, sugars, which is a mix of residual cocaine and heroin, or tick. Flubber started smoking from an early age of 14. He started with cigarettes and quickly elevated to dagga. And when dagga couldn't get him the feeling he wanted, he resorted to Nyaope.
I was in.
Because Salike Twamautuba this thing in 1999, you can imagine. 1999 from now. It wasn't popular. We lay our Nyaope, Naberitz by Taiwan. Taiwan. Street names are all. Erekakwa yovile kwa uchuzi. Kizena le bafana ba bang ba kweke ba tsena skela seng ba re ke Excelsior ko Braamfontein. So
Pola the first time ke thoma ke tra o smoke ditene ne ke be ke le setting tsa promo spray set ya Mpumalanga. So
in like 1999 ke mo ke thomile tsuba these drugs and ke thomile ke tsuba ka mixture wa patche le kwa enje na ko enje ya plaka ela slicer ba ela ka end up ke shimisha syringe. So
ke thomile kana tsela na wa kushisa ya khopela tamane je bidi kana mogowe ntele na be ke se tshuketse go re ke ntwa mputa mo bona and ya bora ga bethe je bidi kana mogowe and then was really problem ka kwa ke ba
Many South African youth are exposed to drug abuse due to various reasons, including stress-related experiences.
Na like mulo chenja o nyaka plaka ke tsene like nganore ke tswa ka mo family nge ba like batswadi ba ka be balwa angusha bene ke thumile utsuba ke sa lemfana ke tsuba so
Various factors have contributed to the increase in abuse, including an increase in legal and illegal migration, reductions in internal and border controls, social and political liberation, media pressure, peer pressure, social and status pressure.
Ndo tshela be ke di bona or like ke ro ka re batho ba like ba tseba eng e khona ra fok bona e bona khona tswa mo bona ke tsuba so.
Other factors include high unemployment, weakened family and social structures, a result of many years of apartheid policies. The unemployed youth, who are also from the disadvantaged backgrounds, seek solace into this drug as they consider it a form of stress relief. Marijuana, alcohol, nicotine, and other gateway drugs boost dopamine levels, which increases pleasure. The dopamine boost caused by gateway drugs during adolescence makes the brain release less dopamine during adulthood. This leads people to seek harder drugs that cause more dramatic dopamine releases, according to the gateway drug theory. What is it about Nyaope that gives a different high that had Flubber and his friends chasing it until they got hooked to a point of addiction? According to the Forensic Science International, Nyaope is a mixture of low-grade heroin, cannabis products, ARV drugs, and other materials.
Heroin, actually, a mixture of drugs.
While it is not always clear what else Nyaope consists of, and the ingredients vary from place to place, some of the alleged ingredients are a cocktail of ARVs, milk powder, rat poison, bicarbonate of soda, and pool cleaner. One can only imagine what this cutting agent does to the human body. The most dangerous and addictive component in Nyaope is heroin. Heroin is a highly addictive, illegal drug. It is used by millions of addicts around the world who are unable to overcome the urge to continue taking this drug every day of their lives, knowing that if they stop, they will face the horror of withdrawal. It is the reason why they ended up saying, Once you kiss, you marry. Because one hit of heroin is enough to get you addicted.
Kore, but one pull is to 10, 10 is to 100, 100 is to 1,000, 1,000 is too many. Kore, once you kiss, you marry. Ke ka mkhonto e design neng ka gona. Wow. Kore,
Nyaope ke yona like plaka ona different and o tlo enjoy. Okay, kissa once. O tlo nyaka o e kwa hape, o e kwa hape o sa tlo boela hape. Mpilo o tla le mo ebang o thoma wa cracker wa ja o sa zubela just for fun na kola o nyoko e.
Heroin is an opiate drug made from morphine, a natural substance taken from the seed pod of the various opium poppy plants grown in Southeast and Southwest Asia, Mexico, and Colombia. Heroin can be a white or brown powder, or a black sticky substance known as black tar heroin. Heroin was first manufactured in 1898 by the Bayer Pharmaceutical Company of Germany and marketed as a treatment for tuberculosis as well as a remedy for morphine addiction. This substance was originally used as a cough suppressant, much as modern-day codeine is used. It eased the discomfort of tuberculosis patients. However, once the highly addictive nature of heroin was recognized, it has been argued that it is more quickly addictive than medically used morphine. It began to be controlled. Heroin from Afghanistan lands in harbors in Tanzania, Kenya, and Mozambique, and then transported overland into southern Africa via Mozambique, Zambia, and Botswana. The primary consumption of heroin, however, is not in South Africa. South Africa is a stopping point of supply to Europe and in some cases, the States. Part 2. Family, relationships, and how it destroys them. Nyaope does not only affect the users, however, it causes the family structure to change rapidly, leaving families with feelings of helplessness, disappointment, and frustration.
It tlo feletsa you di or like o tlo qabana le baka mo wena gore ya gore o tlo tlhoya ka batho because tlo ba se tshunyo go diang o nyoko nto e tlo go idia wana tlo bo diela ro kreo wa bona ya too much braka bona like mo bile e thomile ona batho ba bana thomile like o lwa le bona like thomile ka mo hae wa bona vai like ba tshwenya tjatsa ka tja bona thoma ba fora nka no ntsha tripe bana eo e bila exist wangusha for bamphethelete khono pada ene wa bona and immediately ba le bathoma o bona tsela tja ka gore motho wa ropa o di eng be tsa flexa ba le plan gore nka tshwara zaka watch because o watch ke dieng be ke tja dilo tja bona mo ke paisha for ke kreza wa bona ke tshaba o ka tshwenya batho ba ngo straight mo phela ba ka ntshwara ba tlo nkhatla ba mpola wa bona
bona ntwi drugs ne Nyaope is now for settler in destroy your life. You lose it too much. I remember when you lose a miracle because we sat like sa khona perform well go spanning. Ka lose a miracle ka end up ke khonja mo strating. So what la le more king ke thoma go tupusha questions or na go end up ke le manjwa ke qena ke relocate ke tla gae, understand? So fitleng gae
yes ke tryile o ka te tshwara only to find that le mo high ke kry-a and I know the taste so ka boela back again mo di-drugseng ka tsuba up until family realize gore ne ke a tsuba so ka thoma o senyetša batho ka utswa ka go batša ke di-community even some of the things tše di diralang ke yo pointiwa ka monwana because everybody knows gore motho o tsuba di-drugs so wa tla le more le mmangwana ra kgawana because of this drug so for now a ke fe motho matla gore a leke o leka drugs e re šomišeng e dangerous because
family relationships and communities are negatively impacted as Nyaope users are often forced to engage in petty crimes and sometimes harass family members for money to sustain their habit.
Asane trust mo the support to where you because so check mtu mo no useless go with drugs.
The effects of drug addiction, however, expand beyond these issues and further encompass one's social health, well-being, and personal relationships. As drug use gets worse, it takes its toll by creating an emotional distance between the partners that is difficult to overcome.
Girlfriend, girlfriend de gudula le wana be se chikna le ma 7 years gudula le wa bona ke lo thoma tswa riding affect the relationship ya ka le hae wa bona because be se cha bona o change wa ka ba jora aksale that guy o tlhakaneng le ena la mathomo e ban like bana di dreams do he like we khona mtlhaloshe or like ishi gudumono ipona ke le mo so after 5 years so wa bona ke loela ka ntwe so tle ke fitlhile mo pleking ke nyaka wa bona like a thoma bona tamana sana da di cool jela dream jela tamana chinchi je ke motho mo ya je like uno ya o inanela liwa wa ke ba selfish like la ke tla le moye wa bona and a going be better moye ban like na going khona
and if they already have a job, drug use can impair their performance at work and put them at risk of losing their job.
The first things before is to smoke in it. Kibikili mutuluring and likishapukori, kibikili mutuluring kibikinali power and moving power. So Viki Balamata Hono did Lujidin Kushisha and they become Honolo Korvikili Mutrahisani Wabon. So we can tell you make it also with this telby with this calvit college luring the very examiner como hot or hat or one. So on top of that, Kibikono manager Bagalar, it didn't win from metallic and for problem, and myself will fix it or one. So right now, since you Thomas smoke, since you to me no utuba, so aksa khona o ira dilo tse o le ka mogo go tlhalosetsang ka ona o nkwisha isa meaning o ra re ditenela ifetja power yaka imfetja le maikore le maikutlo lo tse ka fela monna.
Even small amounts of Nyaope can dampen the activity levels, motor skills, and mood, all of which impacts their dedication and ability to carry out tasks. Nyaope has the makings of a perfect storm. It's cheap, highly addictive, easily accessible, and its withdrawal symptoms are among the worst of any drug, making it near impossible to stop using.
But still, so didn't a kgone go šiša gore ke le se jwang ka lebaka la gore kore a botse yone ya mpalela o elesa ya mpalela o elesa ke zama go fokotša dosi ka o tsuba.
Part 3. Social life and being treated bad. Addiction is classified as a medical disease, just as asthma and diabetes are diseases. However, society has long treated Nyaope addiction in a much more negative light than other addictions.
Challenge to me tlhakana le tsona like o tlo thoma o tlhoya ka batho prior o tlhoya ka batho tlo ba ska ba like tlo ba no zonda fela nje.
The story is no different in Ga-mapela. To make matters worse, Nyaope users are always victims to crimes they know nothing about, and whenever they speak out, their words fall on deaf ears simply because they're addicts.
Challenges to me ga tlhana le tsona ka to me tswenya ka mo hae batho ba sa ntshepa diwe ba ntshepa ka ya boring ko strategy ba je ka re aspa ka mo wena ba je e tlisha le tlhoyo wa ngusha braka go tlhoya ka batho mo tlhoya ka batho anything intimate like around mo community yao o lebella wena matlho a thoma tla mo wena ya the first suspect wa ngushisha wana o tsubang daile.
Okay. Bene batho ba bantse ba shumisha drugs ya le ka shield ba senya ba tseba re obviously ba tlo pointa menwana go bathong ba utsuba ntwe bona so ba re balla lo jere sa ditsebeng go balla o understand mo go balla motho o mongwe o bona menwana e pointiwa mo wena understand so na ke ne le di injuries tse di serious ke go batla ke batho most lo chatting ha ke ditsebe but ke bile victim he ke thoma re ke abolela ke kwa gale because of ke tsuba di drugs.
In spite of having to deal with rejection and being stigmatized by the community, they also face other challenges like being exploited and treated as idiots.
I understand that le batho ba re use in different ways. Motho gona o berekisha mmereko mo bona re o that close to 2000 because what's about utsuba di drugs a bo ja rena ke ne le 100 rand wa crave and craving is dangerous. It change temperature how drugs ela u feel like hotonya u fish at the same time how you understand after house no tsuba ntwe like more well I'm back to normal over motho. So I don't think it's the right way of living. And it's not easy because everybody used to say, ba dira ka bomo, hinto ya tloelega eng. No, we are tired. Now are sa tsubela black, se re tsubela networking, re feel the addiction, understand? Irtsini, surrender. And what you need is help. So I go mislead abantu, ba je batho maka. Ntwe I sharp, it's dangerous. Understand?
What Nyaope does to the brain, body, and why it's so hard to quit. While Nyaope epidemic is poisoning black communities and neighborhoods across the country in staggering numbers, it is necessary to first look at the drug itself to better understand what Nyaope does in and to the brain. Nyaope contains heroin, and heroin is an opioid that originates from morphine, a substance derived from opium poppy plants. It can be injected, sniffed, snorted, or smoked. Nyaope addiction, also called opioid use disorder, is a disorder that involves changes in the brain and behavior as a result of Nyaope use. Heroin is highly addictive. It's an opioid which binds to receptors in the brain to release the chemical dopamine. All opioids work the same way in the brain, but the chemistry behind Nyaope makes it act much faster than most kinds of similar drugs. If Nyaope is injected into a vein, it takes only 10 seconds for the bloodstream to carry heroin to the brain. When the Nyaope hits the receptors, the drug binds to specific molecules in the receptors, which are linked to how the brain processes the sensations of pain and pleasure. The initial effects of Nyaope include a surge of sensation, which is a rush. This is often accompanied by a warm feeling of the skin and a dry mouth. Sometimes the initial reaction can include vomiting or severe itching. Opiates, as potent as heroin, activate the brain's receptors to an incredibly dangerous degree, far greater than anything the body can produce by itself. If a person takes Nyaope repeatedly over time, the brain doesn't naturally produce dopamine as it once did. This results in the person taking higher or more frequent doses of Nyaope in order to achieve the same level of good feeling they first got on their first time use. Once an individual has gone off the drug for about 12 to 30 hours, the brain and body will begin to crave it. Short-term effects includes severe body aches, shivering, anxiety, drowsiness, insomnia, glazed eyes, hot and cold flushes, and slowed breathing. Effects on the body. If you use Nyaope on a regular basis, the drug's continued effects on your nervous system will become more and more apparent the longer you use.
So we will mess.
Oh, we may see by the city today of Louis a day or that chicken or
Koreana Century Pool.
Yes, a city pool, and I put a bull of I did look at go or because they told them again. I am more like a motor, a wall up here. Smell a sound like a little Julia. I thought one day could a brother and Hava. The Ridiania. Bukaba do or not to be for Gaja Mobile. I didn't like a put it. You.
And it may say or Mutrafel Jalis or Udia Clavadi mistake a dosage.
Ah, you do.
The drop of fair.
Or drop of a studio. So I live just in a Marachi.
The body's muscles gradually grow weaker as nerve functions continue to deteriorate.
My gang. I'm shattered. Yo, I want to learn something long. Yeah.
Over time, repeated injections can cause veins to collapse and turn skin cell areas into ulcerated sores, abscesses, or holes.
It's painful. Born and fit to get off. And
depending on the quality of heroin inside Nyaope used, the additives used in the making of the drug can leave residues in the body's blood vessels. Residue buildup in vessels leading to the lungs, brain, kidney, and liver can place a person at serious health risks, especially when ongoing use is an issue. Injecting, also known as dubula, Nyaope, is a dangerous method of use for what is already a very unsafe drug. Injection is done intravenously by using a syringe to insert the drug directly into the bloodstream, which increases how rapidly the effects of the substance are felt as well as the intensity of the effects.
Like a mess. Like who miss it, which you miss. I think I miss and say, get away, no, I get like if it's the same about television. Ga-mapela thuso ka lebaka la gore o bedi le go bona waka so ka dithuso ke nna ka lebaka la o tsuba mo butshare la o tsuba yo nga rene ke tsuba ka lema so ke message so wa se ke gone o tshwara chika e lore o tshwantse nka be ke tswere ka swa ke ba so gore tshwantse ke bolele need because of ke nyaka o thushe o kwishisha and ke ntwe ntieleji.
A cigarette filter and water are common paraphernalia used in liquefying the substance so it can be injected. Long-term heroin use can cause a plethora of health complications according to NIDA. Flaba gives us the details as to how he makes an income to maintain his Nyaope addiction.
Give me very good like Rohono Tular, Rohono Crashel or Rizube fast, I want like my botlelo, Adibiri, I would cook, Kurwatana, Gumrohono, at top like a Dugente, Wataba, Navala, Telamo fast, the Hono at Topaga, Hokage, Gidie, Hono Rigish or at least Honor and Katsu, I want. Woody like a Pichopche like Gitlaring, so. Kamtseng so abana metsi gona fitla ka more nka letlaletsa ditromo tse or lalanza wa bona mo ntshi like re hapetsa go re ba sentse re ba gopelo ba bolelisha gore before ka di America at least re tsube pe wa bona Satwa avec sa tsebeng to be dia be gere ke a tseba but like no tla le mo bana ke gona go bona gore a ona mo to ke tsebang because mo ke itaklata le go fe I bona ene ke na lo le dia span I bona ene ke na le bana ba konna ba bang ene nna ke first born ke nna ke ban like at least ke thega o le dia lwa to ana ba le ba konna ba hate steps e ban like ske hate so I get pela so sa destroy le bona or ba phelo ba o because lenna be ke chaba like go face reality dia like lenna no so like ya ba stress like bana ba bona aba bona bravo na ke junkie mo la o tsuba Nyaope ba mmitsa khona thokona go sekolo mo bolela ka tsona Nyaope le yana ka msinya tlho wa di friend ka no chaba to le na tshabileng ka ona a chaba reality a feleja le yena itseng tšha gore dingwe di so o rabe never mind wa bona and you watch wa bona tlo counter nsantse ba like re sa ya go re sa wa understand
ke le very talented young man with dreams, hopes and goals, and I was always a winner. But since ke tlhakana le Diren, since ke tlhakana le ona diteng dilo dile tša change dilo dile ke tsene sekolo monate page very monate nga se re ke nyaka go sola mang ke reng bo le boima there and there mara gore ke be mo ke leng gona a se nna o ke be ke swantse a bane ke mo ka nako e
a ke dumo a ke wishu bona ngwana mo ngale mo ke because le no ya ntlaisha ke sa lo le yona re ke tlo ene we.
The majority of people who try to give up an addiction often fail. Most of these individuals will relapse within the first couple of days of quitting.
Like I'm go promise batswadi ba gore la le mpona ke le so la deng nga slukisa itu understand le bona ba trust ra shingwana re I want ke dieng ke du tshida praga go like shoes or a robale ntwa mathomo phela re ro crack mo sha gore ha o crack mo ntshare fe o shoe at all go kwa bo ena suji mala a lo praga le teng ba lo se ba jo ba tsholowa o sha o shoe a je o le ba sugar fela ntongolo ngotlo ba idiala tlo ba e kwa wa edimula wa phethwa mo peteng gore walwala pra gore wa aisalwela gore ongushisha and if wa tseba rona le nyeng kai ntwela nka itjia ka usane ka ba ishetja mama o tlo ka elata pra because go botjoro o tlo dula the moment na go tsena ga ra dikolo yo ba re sintse o dutse so until o bo se go ya mafelweni ya ka mafai fulu tso pra go ponya matlo go ba la
It often takes repeated attempts before the individual is finally able to break free of drugs. And some people never get to this point. There are a number of reasons for why people fail to follow through on their intention to end the substance abuse. Flubber and his friends shares with us reasons why rehabilitation failed despite numerous attempts to quit.
Mutona awe a relapse wa bona anchi tsa dikhosa le keng a pape muthola nkra boya maybe a kere ana maybe ba bang ba kwena kwa ka ya ngona wa bona maybe o thoma new life wa bona okay o sa boya na mo plekeng ela hayo wa bona batho bale ba sa like o kre ba sa molela somehow wa bona intse bana damana a sa tsu wa bona a ona ila or e sharp raya ka wa ngushisha aga hano wa bona every time o hlakana le mantso e bana like a boima wa bona o feel it like o boela da o ba ease wa bona but like ka nna ideal phone wa bona bro gore anchi makgetlo e bana bentsi ke le ka ke tswa mo yona da ide be go wa ke dula same environment wa bona ene ba le gore le thaka ja ka machita ba bana like ba tsubita ide wa bona ke try like couple ma le bona ke mo tsheba like bantja like somehow wa bona maybe nka obela maybe example o akze like be like jwang so for like ba sa khona like sebanyana na mo nju dutjana wa bona eno kremi bwa ba kwa wa bona and wena a ona power ya like o ka ba botja back dining because le je ba di bolela ntlo je bo didia wa bona a ona power e le ro ka re mo yena wa is nothing. But
according to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, between 40 and 60% of people recovering from drug addiction relapse.
Ke nngwe ya ditlhoba boroko because ke gale ape ke le ka mara game eke and jwale jo maboja the late ba fela re tšea gato hona le message o mongwe o re tšea gato ke gale o le mo o leng gona so mantšwa ilang kuka.
Certain triggers always lures them back to using whenever they try to stop.
My brother said, environment and then being unbusy. Oh boy, away from the environment.
Triggers are thoughts, feelings, sensations, situations, and relationships that cause someone to drink or use drugs after a period of abstinence. Certain triggers, such as using friends, environment, and stress, make it almost impossible for Flubber and his friends to avoid them. A 2014 study published in the journal Patient Preference and Adherence examined reasons for relapse among former smokers. Researchers found that common triggers such as stress and environmental factors contributed to relapse. Pleasure from smoking was another commonly cited reason for relapse. Having to go back to the same environment where Nyaope is easily accessed, not being busy, and having to hang at the same spots they used to smoke, as well as spending time with the same friends who are still using, are some of the triggers. Lack of support from the community also plays a major role on why they relapse. Kind of help needed. They tired of using, tired of being slaves to this evil drug, tired of hurting their loved ones, and tired of being judged.
Never go shout like Ngakra Tusho. And as my one like Mutro, Utloista, Sagai, good about like Yeta, go well, and na like Ngaba like then Tusha like or get well, and Karagua, Lavalen, Napa, or like maybe give up busy or something. Not like for Zaga, my one. Zaga on a very obvious, like more like Mutapi, my one. Nanti Gaucha like Mutumo, maybe like Aga, Wisha like or maybe Agan Tusha. Nagan Treva like okay. Nabe Gusha like or like Gakra Tusha like get well the tracks, so I want. Nagfish out the tracks, can two one. Kumthoma tso wa kana le skill ka welding ka tseba weldela na le skill ka spray painting na le skill le kantong apa bar ke sandblasting wa la na mo bereka mo hai like uthusha like mo meslaning dia go go mthwe ban like botsoze nna ke mtho bereka ka matso wa le career like be gusha o dia be le like firefight, understand go go mthwe ban like botsoze nna Bergisha like Garmilwak, I want Honor, Gabereka, I want like American Joy, I want and Kalena fast, I want actually like ish Beguisha like or maybe Kakram to like I got Honor Tusha like Ore Lena Hono Zama watch the dream star Hono Nago Hono ka advice about ka mo ke fitile ngona or like ba ska feta on like ba so ba no like 2 weeks at
still ke motho le re ke nyaka o le sa diden so diden e khone go shisha re ke le sejwang ka lebaka la hore kore abutse yone ya mpalela o elisa ya mpalela o elisa ke za mo fukotsa dozi ka utsuba kore ke tsuba anchana ni yole ke khapeletsa hore ke no tsuba maybe hanyane wa bona and then
they tired of using, tired of being slaves to this evil drug, tired of hurting their loved ones, and tired of being judged. They are ready to quit. They acknowledged their mistakes, and all they need is help. Any kind of help will be highly appreciated.
Busy support, understand that. Riska krar motho o resemble ka your past, understand. Motho out here need at least to comfort to understand that because it is a chronic actually. Understand that reka raptata bo serious so ntwe need ke support. I don't know Wangushana is what we need. We need their support.
I wanna na pro via like tusho like maybe ke bona ngar like ga thusha ka ona re ka ikreya I wanna brag gore tusho be ke bona gar like here ka kra like batho ba like ba sa charge brag wa okay ra thoma mo tabeng ya oreng re tswe mo di painting tse re le mo yona I want because ke ntwe re sa tlhalosha like no so ngro bona re dutse so ona stress but ka o sana re tswa ka o fela re na mo ra lwala wangusha re tswa re lwala wangusha mo re tswa ba re lwala muti re kre that chelete ene a so nambila kreile bekana yo one yo nambile chai ke sa theoetse braga since ke be ke lwela hore montshara pape ke tsube thapa ma ke tsube I want and ke zaga that day I want you aje like er ka kra thusho your like re sa tlhora sa khawa di pentse re tswe mo tsona I want after o tswa mo tsona vv for like re kre batho ba ba ka thusha laba maybe wa ba le organization I want but yela something like maybe agriculture or maybe ra motivator bana ba bang ba ban like ba sa tsena players like no so tsuba nka no re ke style I want because nana ko re sa hola kwa e re sa tsubi so mo pateng be re ka go dinokeng go dipa
go summarize in short the awareness campaign and then raba busy ka dilo tsa mokhuto and then already she re bontshitse ability ya rena re abereka re le so restaurant plan together really so very feisty for my 5 fingers really so and they did different things and miraculous really so re team re ka ipopara so re ka krea batho ba ile goreng ba tkemisheditse go bereka le rena after our recovery and then as time goes ba gore ba re tšee jwale ka part of the society ile ya go bala and then fortunate enough ndimo re file a second chance re gonne o tsoga and then for health wise it's very important that re lebelle taba bophelo ya go ba healthy mo bophelong o ishumisha di drugs you are not 100%, you are not healthy. I get tsebe iska kare 100%, you are not healthy at all. Understand? You are not healthy. O ka inhale o ka dirang but are level lenta ba eo because and the drugs di shumisha ke ba so that is why ke hatela taba go need to rebe healthy.
I've been facing many challenges and going through my thoughts, but they look up to me. Yeah, they look up to me. Facing many challenges and going through my thoughts, yeah. They look up to me. Yeah, they look up to me. Picture with pen, painting pictures on the paper, penetrating the people with
go baswa ba gešo setšhaba ka kakaretšo lefase ka moka people e no tšea kgato ka ete ba re one step at a time and then dula fase o nagane o focus o tepotše gore o nyaka go ba o achieve better gore o achieve better a no ro ka tla wa dira di drugs o nyaka o achieve better drugs are not good and then se seng gape gale re be re tsena dikolo re o be go na le di period tša bo di guidance go be go na le di drama go na le di oral so nowadays baso ba borena avoid and tavern are boeleng back to mola re playing di drama kwa dikolong re direng di oral di restorations and then we know there are something rena on our own because it begins there, it begins with you gore ntho le mo nya ka mo wina mo bopelo o tshwantse o plan and then o focus
what I need is help and le ba sutse ba try your please baska jute aba fora ke motho ba re o le nyora o wing o tsuba Nyaope ya bolaya ene ha ona motho a tlo trustang ha ona motho a tlo rata mo especially o tsuba drugs understand so itlo phidisha boima o go phela o sa badiwa mo listing ya bophelo okay na ke le ka sorry, winners don't take drugs. Drugs is very much dangerous. So the best thing to pela a healthy lifestyle wa teleja baba neletsego ka dilo tša bophelo. Drugs ke hatela I sharp at all. I want spirit for the drugs are single. Please gopela baswa le nne go le di drugs if le nya go phela life e sharp because ka bushu tla go olla thaka tša di tšwetše pele e ba ka re wena you are not somebody of which le decision e tla be wena motho we tšere drugs are sharp at all please by all means ke a gopela because I'm the evidence ke bolela ntho from experience drugs are sharp. And these things of rehabs and whatever, rehab go just go boncha wena or nentwe re ka kepa bjang but rehab ke wena le batho ba tla bo engage le bona so ke ka mogo nna ke valueang ka ona drugs at all I sharp please ya lebo
nna o ifa like ba swa like ngushisha kore like are been the dream majito I want re tlwele tabela like o rata o nya go fita in ke yona re khabatha ngantshi wa bona yela or like wena o nya go ipona o le mo leveling ya mangmang because o valena le ka tshwana re le batho pra ga ngusha a re zama ngore re khotsofatse batswadi ba rena ntwe ngwa pape like baswa ke ntwe ke nyoko go botsang yona o le dia wa o no raka o tlisha o time o tlisha mo lefaseng a ba bua like a o latlhetsa mongwe ke o tlo tlhaba ka mantswe valo tse tlo didilo e bona but mthola lo tse o ska dijela go tu wa kra like du condemn mara na mama salam frustani ngwe bona o fele tšao ya mo strateng o ya kwatile like a o tlhakana like lo tšao tsuba o no tsena ngusha braga mthola tlo ba o botsa ka lerato ngusha braga mo tseleng e nna re le mo yona me braga or like wish sometimes sana lo wish ka wish tša dilo ko morao braga ka wish gore ke bona o le dia ka lla da braga ke kwa botlhoko braga wa bona ena ke re ka lebella ke sana chance or like ngano reverse dilo so khono mona so alla braga alla like ka le baka la kwa bona vale me khoetlo ba ke di yo msha mo strateng wa bona ene ke kwate for that time ra fo nto ke tloela ntshenta o phelo dia ka baka la ruwa tse tlo ba tse yona ile yona intisha ruwa tse tlo dia na ka sai control ngusha braga ke tlo kwata mona ka dula mona 3 hours 5 hours ngusha but pain e tlo ba ke feel braga ke tlo no tswa pape ntse motho la ba lla mo pela ka e bane be ke mokwela botlhoko ke re o lady ya ka eng batse nna ntwe ke ratang advisor like machita like youth e bane like risatla mokasiana ya rena ba fethu wa bona a re zama ngore ba fethu re latele toro tsa rena ba fethu wa bona a so like ntong like ka re wena maybe bo nyoko ba lawyer o tle maybe opportunity engwa shiona like a se a boloya a onya go ya mo yona mfethu a re thomeda a re fitlhe ko ntwe wona o enyakang same time re namela di stepisi praka wa no thoma wa ba engeng ntse wena o ke tsa lotsa o tlo fitlhe mo dading engwe le mo yona praka wa bona ene dilo di ka se fitlhe mo rena kana kwa e one praka ma price ntwe ke le botsang yona wa bona o molo mo na nna kwa as long fit o sa hema o ra modimo sana le purpose ka wena praka wa bona wena ntwe ke advice nga youth ya pape ya mo plekeng e dula mo yona vivien a re tlweleng o diang o rata dilo wa bona ke yona ntong a pape ke bonang e re khawatang rena youth angusha rata experience lo tse ban like ha o tsebe ka yona a sengwa ba dia le research ka yona but wena o nyoko experience angushisha ke ntwe like le nna ke feletse ke lana mo ke leng wa bona o re ke rena ke a tseba wa bona skar wa tseba me bra
I just want to be somebody who to shambaswa in terms of how to run their lives. Nyagolpana kenela gaka, the family happy, the community in respecta ke respecta ke ba fa bamfa re fatlolana. Those are the things that I need in my life. Le ngwana ka le bana ba gesho le bo botle re phele a good life. Socialize peacefully, respect as brothers and sisters. Sure.
Like from Klamo fla like maybe kopele lanka kra show ka tswa mo lo tjentje na ka diskill check na le njona benga wisha like goreng goal ya ka gore one day nka ipona like ke na le something like a workshop ke share skills se ke na le sona mo youthing like ya mo plekeng e tlo ba dula mo yona like dia like the trailer tja dikoloeri tje dingwe be tja di tja la isha dikgomo tje dingwe be tja tja la isha from rwalo gore na go la ka be le like gore ka gona like skills se ke na le sona ke gona o sherela to bana ba bangwe ba like maybe kre like a tse bo rona le bogoni ka mo like ka mmereko wa di chip wa ding wa bona as like in big sa tse gore ka mmereko like ke na le bogoni ka ona but ke no ro bereka kwa ka ba le rato for that mmereko wa chip wa bona ba je ke di ntshilo tse like be nka thusha ba swa ka yona ka skills se ke na le sona ka ba ruta like ka welding radia di trailer ra bara di penta da tsama da phasishiwa go maspala da ba motseleng ra wa da rekishiwa da hairishiwa kilo tse ban like ke goal ya ka ban be kusha like gore nka feletsa ke achievile ntwa tshwana leo o tloa ka mo like o tloela lo tse mo phelong ba ka wa ba
Audio Jungle. One of my best goals was to help our community understand the very most important of the computers, and then the evolution ya tsona ba itsebe gore na computer ke ntwa mofuta mang, because as time goes nkare technology ya paretse lefase, so everyone o need a botseba ka computer the gore the end users ibe ba bantšhi ba and the programmers as well. Ke engwe ya di-goal tse be ke engwe ya dilo tse be ke nyaka go di achieve in life. Gopola le be ke ntse ke le sekolong tertiary ke be ntse ke na le goal ya gore le vision ya gore o ka re one day nka bona ke butse sekolo kwa to Ga-mapela sa di-computer batho ba ithuta computer almost for free, and then gore ba gone cause batho ba borena ba faila le go šomiša phone a mere phone o di bona di tletse jwang di-smartphone motho o faila understanda gore that is a pocket computer motho o faila o understanda go tseba seo ena go kwešiša gore ke dilo tše dintši tše e le gore di-challenge community ya ga borena tshwana le bo cell phone banking bo internet actually having internet access or the most low emphasize the importance of the internet gore e tlo thuša batho jwang wa bona eo ke nngwe ya dikolo tše be ke nenatšo and then ke sana le yona I wish o ka re nka tšwelela ka atlega ka gore I told myself gore I'll never give up and then ke khotsofatše gape le batswadi ba ka le batle ba re ke sana le matlhatsi ba santsane ba sa phela ka moka ke gore ba khotsofalle seo ba seo ke
We pave ways for the broken youth.